Outdoor spaces have a quiet way of shaping how a home is experienced. Even the smallest patch of earth can offer color, texture, and a welcoming sense of life right at the front door. With thoughtful placement of plants, paths, and simple garden features, a tiny front yard can instantly feel more inviting and beautifully organized. In today's video, we're exploring creative tiny front yard garden ideas that boost curb appeal instantly, using smart layouts and charming plant combinations. You're watching Rustic and Rooted, where we celebrate timeless garden design and the beauty of natural outdoor living. A narrow pathway immediately organizes a small front yard, guiding the eye from the sidewalk toward the front door. Gravel, flagstone, or weathered brick introduces natural texture while blending easily with cottage or rustic landscaping. Low lavender, creeping thyme, or compact boxwood lining the edges soften the borders and create a gentle contrast between the hard surface and surrounding greenery. For practical layout, keep the path about 3 feet wide so it feels comfortable but not oversized. Slight curves can help a tiny yard appear broader, especially when bordered with simple stone edging. Gravel paths are also budget-friendly and easy to maintain, allowing rainwater to drain naturally while preventing muddy areas near the entrance. Framing the entrance with greenery creates an immediate sense of structure. 2 compact shrubs or tall planters placed on each side of the walkway form a balanced composition that draws attention toward the front door. In rustic or cottage gardens, hydrangeas, dwarf evergreens, or flowering shrubs introduce layered foliage and seasonal blooms that brighten the approach. When planning the layout, consider scale first. Plants should feel welcoming rather than overwhelming, especially in a small yard. Leave enough space around the entry so the pathway remains clear and accessible. Matching containers or symmetrical beds keep the arrangement visually calm, while simple mulch or gravel surfaces help unify the design. Layered planting brings dimension to even the smallest front yard. Begin with low ground cover or petite flowers along the border, followed by medium shrubs, then taller ornamental grasses or flowering plants behind them. This gradual rise in height allows each layer to remain visible, creating a tidy yet abundant garden composition. Morning sunlight often catches the taller plants first, casting delicate shadows over the lower flowers. Soft movement from grasses and stems introduces subtle motion, especially during a light breeze. The shifting textures and colors create a lively scene that changes gently throughout the day without overwhelming the compact space. A slim flower border along a walkway or fence line introduces color without crowding the yard. Compact blooms such as dianthus, alyssum, or dwarf marigolds form a lively ribbon of color against the greenery. Natural stone edging or rustic bricks keep the border contained while adding a pleasing visual rhythm. For easy upkeep, select flowers suited to the local climate and group them in repeating clusters rather than single plants. This approach simplifies watering and pruning while creating a more cohesive display. Even a border only a foot wide can provide a noticeable lift to the front yard when arranged thoughtfully. Curved garden edges soften the geometry of a small front yard. Instead of rigid lines, gently sweeping borders guide the eye across planting beds filled with layered greenery and seasonal flowers. Natural stone, brick, or steel edging outlines these curves clearly while still blending with the relaxed character of cottage-style landscapes. From a design perspective, curves introduce movement and make limited space appear larger. The eye follows the bend rather than stopping abruptly at straight boundaries. Keeping the curves broad and simple maintains visual clarity, while repeating the shape across several beds ties the entire garden layout together. A focal point gives a tiny front yard a clear visual anchor. A small stone bird bath, rustic urn, or decorative planter placed at the center of a bed naturally draws attention. Surround it with low flowers or compact greenery so the feature remains visible while blending harmoniously with the surrounding plants. Moving to placement, choose a spot that can be seen from both the walkway and the street. Slightly elevating the feature with a stone base or raised bed increases its presence without adding bulk. This single element organizes the layout, helping the garden feel intentional even in limited space. Combining flowering plants with rich greenery creates contrast that keeps the garden visually interesting through multiple seasons. Soft pink blooms, bright yellows, or pale whites stand out against deeper green foliage. Ferns, hostas, or small shrubs provide structure while the flowers add changing color throughout the year. Maintenance becomes easier when foliage plants carry much of the design. Even when flowers fade, the layered greens continue to shape the garden. A thoughtful mix ensures that the front yard never looks empty, while seasonal blooms provide small moments of surprise as new colors emerge. Raised garden beds introduce clear organization to a compact front yard. Wooden frames, weathered cedar boards, or simple stone walls create neat planting zones that stand slightly above the surrounding lawn. Herbs, flowers, or small shrubs thrive in these beds because the soil can be improved and controlled more easily. Next, consider spacing and proportion. Keeping the beds modest in size prevents the yard from feeling crowded. Leave narrow gravel paths or stepping stones between them for easy access when watering or pruning. The tidy structure makes the entire front garden appear carefully arranged and simple to maintain. Strategically placed planters help fill awkward corners or empty spots near steps and walkways. Terracotta pots, aged metal containers, or rustic wooden boxes add texture while allowing flexible planting choices. Seasonal flowers, trailing ivy, or small evergreens can be swapped throughout the year without altering the overall layout. From a design standpoint, grouping planters in odd numbers often feels more natural than perfectly matched pairs. Vary the heights slightly so the arrangement appears layered rather than flat. This subtle variation guides the eye through the space while keeping the entryway visually balanced. A simple layout often works best in tiny front yards. A small stone path, a few carefully placed shrubs, and a modest planting bed can create a calm, orderly composition. Limiting the number of materials, perhaps natural stone, mulch, and greenery, helps the garden feel cohesive and easy to understand at a glance. Sometimes the quiet simplicity of such a garden becomes its most appealing quality. In the early evening, warm light touches the leaves and stones, highlighting their textures without distraction. The uncluttered arrangement allows each plant and pathway to stand clearly, creating a peaceful introduction to the home. A tiny front yard may seem limited in space, yet with the right layout, layered planting, and a few carefully chosen features, it can become one of the most memorable parts of a home. From welcoming pathways to balanced greenery and colorful borders, each idea shows how thoughtful design can elevate even the smallest landscape. Gardens, no matter their size, have a gentle way of grounding us and bringing daily moments of calm. If these ideas inspired you to refresh your own outdoor space, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.